Okay, we're live. Sorry, I was waiting for my Instagram story to go up there. And sometimes they just don't want to go. Gotta make sure I have the audio on. Are you here? You are hearing me. Okay. Because sometimes I'm just talking here and I don't even realize that I have my sound muted or whatever other issue I have. Extra greasy looking, so that's good. I love when that's the case when I watch these back. Was a little behind getting things ready today. I apologize. I don't know if you saw, I was crawling under the desk, plugging stuff in as we were getting started. But we're started. We're here. And we're on to the next game. We're done with Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Gotta move my controller over here. Because today we are starting. I'm noticing there's a bit of a delay here, which always bothers me when my stuff is delayed. But today we are starting Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam, the next of the series. This is covered in stickers for a very specific reason that only makes sense to Midwesterners. These stickers here come from a family video. They're rental prices, and if you wanted to buy the game, which I didn't. I got it from a disc replay, but I keep these on here because it's like it's a relic. It's like anything I buy that is a Best Buy stick, or not Best Buy, Blockbuster. Like I have a Dogma VHS back there. It has a Blockbuster sticker on the spine of it, and I'm never gonna take that off. It wants to fall off, but I'm not gonna take it off like intentionally. This is a weird one. This is the first, I guess they consider it a spinoff, but it's basically the first mainline Tony Hawk game that is not made by Neversoft. This isn't the end of Neversoft. They're technically they're like credited on the back of the box, but this is Supervillain Studios and Toys for Bob, which I don't even know. Supervillain Studios. I was like positive this was a Vicarious Visions game because they did all of the GBA ports, but it doesn't seem to have any information about Vicarious Visions unless they used to be Supervillain, but I don't think so because the GBA ports. There's something there. Either way, this is a weird game, and I don't know how long this one's gonna take us to get through because it's not like any other Tony Hawk game we've played so far. This is a downhill racing game. It's like a longboard racing game that also has regular skateboards, but you're just racing skateboards downhill and punching each other. And it's all made up characters except for Tony Hawk. This was around like the Huck Jam era. Is when this came out. And if I remember right, they made this because Project 8 was going to the PS3 and 360. And they wanted a PS2 game, and then they just ended up also putting that game on there too. So this was like an extra game. They think they came out the same year, like pretty close to each other. I didn't research a lot of this like I should have. But Downhill Jam. I did that whole long spiel. I don't have a Pokemon card rip to do today because I'm still looking for a Pidgeot EX. If you know anybody that's got one, let them know I'm looking. I'll trade them. Other than that, I think that's all I got for Pokemon stuff today because I don't want to make you sit through me just being depressed that they still didn't give me one. So I guess you want to just jump in? Is it time? We'll just jump right into the game. Why not? Which one is it? This one. This is the one we're looking for. When we get to the soundtrack review, I didn't think I knew any of the songs from this game. But while I was sitting here and this was loading up, there was quite a few certified bangers that came on that I was impressed that were even in this game. I had no idea. And I'm sure you probably know, it's Valentine's Day because I meant to say something right at the start and I didn't. That was on my bad. That was my bad. I thought last week Friday worked out well. I feel better about a Friday stream than any other day of the week. Oh, hold on just a second. I had a footage capturing hard drive wrapped up in my controller cord there. Where was I? Oh yes. I thought last week went well, so I thought why not we just switch to Fridays permanently. It was nice. I could go a little later, and more people are available on a Friday night after 9 p.m. than they are on a Thursday. So I just went ahead and moved it over, and then realized yesterday that it's Valentine's Day. So that was a apologies. No caffeine today either is kind of an issue. But anyways, yeah, that was just a huge oversight on my part. So let's jump into this going to be awful game. This is one that I don't have like a whole lot of experience with. I rented this whatever year this came out. It would be 2006. I think it's 2006. And then I played through, I think I finished it. If not, I played through a lot of it in that rental, probably from the family video that this is covered in stickers from. Probably not this specific copy, but oh, well, I'm just a blaster, I guess. Okay, well, that's fine. Got the first half. That's all that matters. Yeah, so I rented it. I played through a portion of it. I don't know if it was all of it. Can't remember. That was a long time ago, and I am the ripe old age of 19 now, so I don't remember a lot of stuff that happened before that. Oh, I apologize again. I didn't prep. And also, usually when I come in here, I do that first. So now I can kick on this gameplay sound. Usually I go ahead and do that beforehand, and I just wasn't prepared. Like I said, I was getting a late start today. I don't know what locators are. I don't know if I need that or not. So downhill challenges are campaign mode, I guess. Yeah, like I said, all of these are just made up people. Except for Tony. We have Tony, and then just all of these cartoon characters. There's some locked ones. Is that a custom guy? Oh, apparently you can make a custom guy. I didn't know that. Oh, you can modify him. Okay. I don't like it that the mystery guy laughs. Yeah, these are all pretty generic, like Activision characters for that time. Like any of these guys could also be a Guitar Hero character. I'm not gonna pick the custom character. Guy is a fine name. I'm just curious at what, like, options they have. These are all the classic Tony Hawk hairs. The double lock and the mixed weeb or whatever. That's the thing I had for Wasteland, was that hair. Yeah, they're pretty generic. Just your average Tony Hawk character creation. I didn't know it would be that good because I didn't remember this game having character creation. I also don't know. I guess you have to have the helmet. Well, there's the brim to beanie. It's way cooler than a helmet. Okay. Well, I just had to check. So I was curious. I'm not gonna play as that guy. I'm just gonna be Tony. It feels right to be Tony. I don't know where the gameplay is. I figure I should probably turn that off. That's probably some pretty licensed music. They're using the Burt slide technique, my least favorite move from American Wasteland. But not like I need to tell you that again, because I already told you like 12 times. Man, they got like no ambient sound going on. That's going to make this real awkward. It's also very, very quiet with no background noise. Control's so weird. Okay, wow, that was incredibly simple. It feels so weird. It kind of looks visually like what I would think an older skate game would look like. Like, if Skate came out on PS2, I would think it would look something like this. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. It's just a little bit off. There we go. That's much better. No more. I'm gonna bring this forward too, so you can hear me a little better. I'm just not all there. Not doing great today. I'm getting through these first couple things, and then we'll kick into it after these tutorials. This is all new territory for me because it's been so long. Those other ones I all played back in 2016. I think was what we saw the like last played on it was. But this one I know I haven't played since I rented it forever ago. These are all pretty basic Tony Hawk controls here. There's nothing different so far from a regular Tony Hawk game. Other than that, if you turn too hard, he like falls down for some reason. Okay, we gotta get, there's so many of these. There's so many of these, and then we can get into the stuff I want to talk about. I just kind of wanted to blow through this tutorial, but it's so slow. Okay. Man, this is just the longest winded tutorial. Well, I know what's going on here. I guess we'll jump into that now. I got a couple things on the docket today. I didn't look at it beforehand. I messed up. Blastergoblin.com. Get yourself a t-shirt. Gotta say at the beginning of every stream. Sorry, gotta try. Next thing up on the old list here, we've got. Okay, this is getting absurd. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Playing Downhill Jam is supposed to be the most energizing thing of all time. Anyways, okay, we're back. Updates from last week. Kitchen remodel. Still not finished. Not great. I wish it was. It was supposed to be, but things went a little off the rails this week. So it was on the list of things that I was going to do. And then we had some issues. I'm trying to think of how to phrase the issues that arose that stopped the kitchen remodel dead in its tracks. Oh, I got the clobber button. It's clobbering time. Awesome. That's so sick. More Tony Hawk games need a clobber button. Sorry, I got locked in. Mid-story, I got locked in on the clobbering. So anyways, we're doing the whole kitchen remodel thing. We had 2 cabinets left to put up. That was Friday when I talked to you guys last. Underrated game. Yeah, because it's got the clobber button. Okay, does continue not work? Do we just freeze already? I mean, it can't be completely frozen because he's breathing. He's breathing real hard. I hope we're not starting off with a crash already. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Man, the world's most long-winded tutorial, and then it crashes immediately after? Is this how Downhill Jam is going to go for me? I would like to be clobbered if this is how this is going. I don't think it's not frozen. He's breathing. I'll try this thing that never works where I open the disc tray and then I close it again. Yeah, I'm playing a physical copy. I'm not a burglar. I'd never steal a copy off the internet and play it. I do all these physical. It creates a problem every stream that I have to play these on original hardware. Man, this is way too early for this. That sucks. Alright, well, here we go again. Back at it. It'll get there. This is why I had to replay all of Underground 2 in a single stream. And why I had to reset half of Thaw, because things just break, quit working. It makes for moderately interesting content, I'll give it that. But it gets really obnoxious. But if you missed it, though, I am playing this sick physical copy of Downhill Jam that's covered in family video stickers. See, it looks like the Vicarious Visions V, but this says Supervillain Studios. Does not sound familiar to me. I don't know anything Supervillain Studios has made, but that's definitely the Vicarious Visions V. Toys for Bob is 100%. That they're still around. They just did Crash 4 or whatever, but I could have sworn that was Vicarious Visions. If it's still not working after my kids fall asleep, I can renew my copy. I played it like 2 months ago. It's playing just fine. Sick. Well, I'll let you know. But right now, at the moment, we're just going to hope that it makes it through the tutorial this time. I've never actually played this copy. I've owned it forever, and I've just never put it in. So we're going to run on hopes and dreams tonight that this thing works. Well, at least my save of nothing is still there. Oh, cool. Okay, well, look at that. I don't even have to do the tutorial. It just skipped on past it. We're in now. There's more than this, right? I know this isn't the whole game. At least I thought. Oh, get into our first race. This is the game that explained to me the concept of a longboard. I didn't really gather what a longboard was until Downhill Jam came along. Alright. I don't know how many live cutscenes is going to be. Oh, do I got cut audio again? Stop doing that. Stop playing the licensed music every time with the licensed music. Tony Hawk games are always just trying to hit me with a copyright strike. If that's not loud enough for you guys, somebody let me know. I'll turn that up. Because I can hear that guy alright, but I can never gauge where you guys are at. I don't know what the system is that people are supposed to have when streaming to, you know, figure out audio. I don't know how they do it. Because I sure never can. Oh, that's... I turned it up, and I turned it up way too loud. That is so loud. Man, this game is wildly disorienting. Okay, so where was I? Kitchen remodel before that all came crashing down out of nowhere. I hope this is the right direction. That certainly wasn't how that shortcut was supposed to work. Man, this is so fast-paced. It's hard to focus and talk while doing this. So kitchen remodel, had the 4 cabinets up, or had 2 cabinets left to go is where I was last week. How did I get second? I got beat by Boots. Oh no, Amon. I thought Boots was the name of the person who beat me. So we had 2 cabinets left to go. I'm gonna retry it, try to get first place on this, and then while I was doing that, out of nowhere, not like the moment I was putting up the cabinets, but while we had that much left, we planned to come home and deal with that. And then, the nicest way I can explain what happened without making everyone leave, even though they already did, I just watched it drop, is Green Day's 1994 hit album just came flooding out of the pipes in my basement all over. It was not pleasant, and it took like 5 days to resolve. It was an absolute nightmare. There we go. There's first place. Got it. Yeah, so, yes. Then, oh my god. How come nobody told me? What's wrong with me? I just did the whole first 2 races like that. Ah, you're supposed to let me know. No wonder everybody walked out. I was playing in the corner. I was looking over here at the screen. Didn't even know. Okay, well, I did the entire first race in the small corner in the front. Oh, man. I am such a ding-dong. What a ding-dong I am today. I gotta pay more attention to that monitor. And I was looking at my, like, extra chat monitor and could see that it looked like that. And it finally clicked. I looked over and saw that. Well, that explains why everybody came in and then quickly just left, because they were watching the smallest little corner of gameplay. I had it reversed. I apologize. So anyways, that's what happened. And it became a whole problem that I'm not going to get into all the specifics of, because clearly that is not the most pleasant things to talk about. But that slowed down the entire kitchen situation. I'm just going to skip those every time they pop up, because they just want to copyright strike me at every turn.
You know, I heard that you and Mackenzie used to have a little romance going. Any truth to that?
Yeah, it's true. She broke my heart, dude. And my arm, too. But that kind of felt good.
Okay. You're here. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, so the whole pipe situation really set back my kitchen situation, and finally today, right before this, got the last cabinet in. I just gotta get some doors on and put some trim on, and then we're finally done. I have my kitchen back. Oh! Just didn't even notice that could hurt me. Game is super loud. Cool. Glad you told me that, because I had no idea. It's super loud for me also, but I can never tell where it is for everybody else. Is that good? I'm gonna have to restart this event because I really just wrecked this whole thing by driving directly into that, like, cable car, tram, whatever that's called. God, this whole game has a feel of like a skate game if it were on PS2. Don't know why it gives me that feeling, but it really does. Oh, that was dumb. Still a little loud. Okay. I think this is about where I usually have it. How's that? Oh. The sound of the like constant wheels rolling is just awful. There's a terrible sound design on their part. No. Ah, sick. Nothing helps you win a race like punching a woman right at the end. right in front of the finish line.
And I just want to win more.
That's how I've won every race in my life. There's some other things I've got on my list here. I've got an update. I did my homework, but Mitch has not shown up. So I may have to hold this off until next week unless he pops in. But I've got some homework from Mitch that I finished. I had another thing I thought about earlier and that I was like, I should bring that up, and I've lost that. We also, oh, look at that! He pops in right when I talk about him. There he is. You just ask and you shall receive. I've done my homework this week. A few days on the way to work, I listened to Mastodon, like we talked about. There was I quickly realized how much of an idiot I am while doing it, because first off, last week I'm illiterate and I read it as Hushed and Grime, which is not at all what it was. Hushed and Grim, which I thought were two separate albums, and then when I pulled it up, it's one album, their newest album from 2021, 22. I think it was 2022. Was Hushed and Grim. But I definitely thought it was two separate albums that I was looking for, and it was one. So right away I was like, oh man, I don't know if I said it at all like I thought it was two albums. But that immediately made me feel like an idiot. First thoughts is they are way lighter of a band than I thought that Mastodon would be, with no like thought of what, like, no prior knowledge of what a Mastodon song would sound like. I expected it to be much heavier. It was kind of like the same experience I had listening to Ghost for the first time. Like, I always thought Ghost was going to be super heavy, and then they're really not. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, I'm such a ding-dong. I've been a ding-dong all day. That's been my go-to name for myself. Going to see them for the 4th time this summer. Yeah, I didn't listen to the album all the way through. I had it on shuffle and it was just going, and I was like, sure, I'll just listen to it this way. Which I don't think it was a concept record, so I don't think it affected it. So now I see. You knew what to do. You knew to start me with the stuff that wasn't as heavy, because I would have turned on the super heavy stuff and been like, okay, not for me. There's the occasional thing that's heavy that I like, but this is actually the perfect level of heaviness. I liked a lot of what I listened to. I took notes on the songs I liked a lot. I just took note of which ones it was. But I'm currently hauling ass down a mountain and cannot Cannot look at what those were. Which I'm realizing is a problem with playing a racing game now. Instead of the just flip around on a skateboard game that I have been playing the entire time. I saw a shuffle question mark. Yes, I just had it. Most of the time, most of my music listening is I just have it on shuffle. Of like an album or a specific thing, like an artist, I'll just have it on shuffle of that. So a lot of the times it's preset to shuffle, and that was not my intended way to listen to it, but it was already going, so I was like, why not? Like, before I realized, I was already like 3 or 4 songs deep, and I was like, it worked this way, so I'll just do it this way. Not the normal way I start an album. Whoa! Wall disappeared. Whoa! Oh, I forgot I gotta clobber all these women. Alright. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. There we go. That's the secret. Knock him out right at the finish line. Okay, so where I was gonna go before I got stuck down that mountain and couldn't look at these. My Hushed and Grim album, not review, just the stuff I looked at that I enjoyed. The first song that came on was Sickle and Peace, I think is what it was. That's what I wrote down. I hope that's what it was called. That was just good song. I just enjoyed that. That was a great introductory song that the shuffle took me to. Don't feel bad, TJ. I also, like, the first week was like, is it? And then finally I figured it out. A street slalom. I don't know. Is this like a ring race thing? Next thing I listened to after that was Pain with an Anchor. That had a super sick, like, heavy drum, like bass drum opening that I really liked. Just that was a good drum song. Enjoyed all the drum on that song. And then The Beast was another one. That one felt very cowboy, was my review of that song. Really enjoyed it. Felt very cowboy, was my thought by it. And then Tear Drinker was the other song that I really liked from that what I listened to of the album. And that one was also that one felt very much like my kind of song. That was the most my kind of song off the whole album. That was very it had the kind of, like, just steady guitar riff that sings to my soul like a punk song. Not say that was a punk song by any means, but it has the feelings of one. It's kind of like punk if they had talent. Is what spoke to me. Very much enjoyed it. Will continue to look into Mastodon. Saved a lot of songs to my library, all of those, and I'll continue to do my homework on this subject in the coming weeks. And we'll update as we go. We do have more music talk to get to, because we have a whole new game soundtrack to go through for this game, which is how we ended up in the Mastodon thing in the first place. So I'm glad we did it last time. Does that count because I didn't get all the gates? Oh no, am I supposed to get all of them to get through? That's okay. Is this a game that I have to get all first on? Is that, like, required? Is it like all goals complete? Because I feel like we're going to be here a long time if I do that. Emperor of the Sand. The album is really accessible. But is it mild enough for me? Because it can't be too heavy, because that's where I lose it, at the too heaviness. It's Blood and Thunder on an earlier game. Is that the Mastodon song? If so, yes, it was on the last game. In American Wasteland is what brought on all of this Mastodon talk and the Mastodon homework. All came from one song on Thaw that I didn't recognize. I just recognized the name of Mastodon. Everything in Saints Row 2 is that soundtrack is just banging the entire time. Not a single bad song on the Saints Row 2 soundtrack. Nothing gets me hyped like Lloyd Banks and 50 Cent. I don't know if I can
So you've entered an estimated 103 pro skating competitions.
Yeah, something like that.
You've won 73 of them, placed second in another 19. So my question is, what happened in the 11 that you didn't win or place second?
Well, you know, in those days, someone else skated better. So I had them removed.
What? You're kidding, right?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
those little interview things are so weird, and I don't know if I should listen to them or not. Okay, so I can't pull up. I was going to pull up the soundtrack here, but I can't. I'll have to go out and look back at it. Every Mastodon album is a concept album, so shuffle doesn't work. Hey, it worked for me. I was like 4 songs deep and then realized that I was on shuffle because I just happened to look. Which is it's weird because usually I'm also like a big listen to an album all the way through person. Like I like putting on an album and just plowing through the whole thing front to back. So I should have checked before starting it. Like usually I would have. I don't know what happened there. It was left over from something, whatever I was listening to the day before, which has been all over the place in recent weeks. I've just been all over the map in my music listening. I have a tendency to like start listening to something and then I'm stuck on that for a little bit and then I'll move to something else. I'll listen to that, like, you know, for like days at a time. I'll be like in this one kind of music and then I'll move to the next thing and then I'll move to the next thing. But it's just been all over an absolute mess for the last like 2 weeks.
Any other way to skate?
Pressure Destroyer by them was on, and Iron Tusk is on Thaw. Oh, on Thug. Okay, Thug was covered up by a little heart thing. So I was a little confused at what it just said on, but on Thug. Okay, I've gathered. They were on Thug also. I missed that when I went through that soundtrack. Also, banger soundtrack. Thug is such a good. It's like one of the best. Been listening to a lot of Ween and King Gizzard. I'm always consuming King Gizzard. 100% John Mayer for a couple weeks. That's a poll I didn't expect. People sleep on John Mayer's guitar ability. He is such an incredible guitar player. Where were we? Music playlist. Oh no! Can I not see the playlist? Okay. Here we go. I do it this way. By custom. Okay. If anything calls out to you in here, let me know, because I don't know any of these. Reverse the Curse by Escape the Fate. Not my kind of thing. Nothing's calling out to me here yet. No Real Pain by Priestess. That does call out to me. I do know that song. It's all right. There's noises coming from upstairs. It sounded like there was like critters crawling around in here, but it's just upstairs walking. Shadows Fall. Where is that? Where did I miss that? Oh, right here. Is that a banger? Not familiar with that. Is that another metal banger that I should add to my homework? I think Plus 44 is on here now. They've got nothing but bangers. Motorhead by Motorhead. Different World, Iron Maiden. There we go. There's something familiar. There was like 3 or 4 songs that came on while I was sitting here getting things ready that I was like, oh, these are good songs, and I'm not seeing any of them on here. More Human Than Human came on while I was sitting here, and I was like, oh, what a good song. Love me some White Zombie. Kick Push also came on while I was sitting here by Lupe Fiasco. Also enjoyed that song. It's weird the 2 of the like 3 songs that I heard before were right next to each other. The Dirty Heads. I didn't know they were on here. Bad Brains. Unfamiliar with Bad Brains also. I do. No Plus 44. Not on here. There's a few little things in here that I'm familiar with. Not the best playlist that they've had. I'm gonna crank that voice volume up because I feel like they're pretty quiet. Same with those. Lupe Fiasco, Chicago Rap. Oh, really? I didn't know he was from Chicago. There's like 1 or 2 songs of his that I like. Kick Push a lot, and that's there's another song that I cannot think of off the top of my head that I enjoy by him. But yeah, I want to dive into his catalog more because I really like those ones that I've heard. Ministry sounds familiar. I must be thinking of Project 8, maybe Edit Plus. That sounds right. I think so. We'll find out in however many weeks it takes me to finish this game when I jump into Project 8. Which I'm looking forward to. This game is it's fun for a short burst of time, and then it gets a little bit repetitive. Show goes on. That may be it. I'm drawing an entire blank on it. On what the song is. Maybe that's it. I'd have to look. Once again, ass hauling down a hill. Man, if I were a Twitch guy, we'd have music going because they have the whole like you can play soundtracks while alive. But I am just not a kid. I don't know. Something about Twitch doesn't click right for me. And also, I'm trying to push the YouTube thing a little farther before I try pushing something else. Jesus Built My Hot Rod. That's a solid song. It's a great song name. You can always get me into a band with a good song name. Especially if they're leaning in that, like, something goofy like that, or like, that reminds me of like that Million Dead song, I Gave My Eyes to Stevie Wonder. Like something like that, that's gonna pull me in every time. I'm gonna listen to that. I don't know what that was. I didn't mean to click. Oh, I ranked up. I'm now rookie. Man, this thing they just love to just throw little music cutscenes at you. Twin Peaks. Speaking of things I've been updating every week, still watching Twin Peaks. I let my Paramount Plus subscription lapse this week, so I haven't. I need to get back to it, so I've like not watched very much this week. I'm still watching it. That's the update. That's all I got. Still making me laugh. Man, Dead's a good pull. Always gonna pull out a Frank Turner reference wherever I can. Oh, I thought that grass was gonna slow me down a lot more than it did. Oh, oh, sick! Hit the car and flew right into the finish. Awesome. I'll take it. I didn't know it would count if I'm not attached to a board. But whatever it'll give me, I'll take. I'm so parched here. The not having a caffeine for this event has really thrown me off my game. Man, it's just like every single thing you start, they're like, "Hey, would you like a copyright claim?" We know YouTube doesn't exist. I guess YouTube was probably around for like 2 or 3 years before this game came out.
She is pretty cute. No, I mean, she's awesome. At skating. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Oh, I didn't even realize this was like a trick event thing. I'm not paying even any attention at all to what I'm doing. I'm just jumping into stuff. This is like a good podcast game, I would call this. Like something where you don't have to pay any attention at all to what you're doing. You just rip down some hills. Is that it? Ah, there we go. Oh no. I thought I was done and just put the controller down and whipped myself backwards off the edge of that. So how are things? How are things going for you guys? What's going on in the world? Everything going great? I had something in my head that I wanted to talk about, and it vacated. I didn't write it down. Usually I write it down. I'm like, I'll bring this up later, and I didn't. And now I'm grasping for it, and it's gone. I'm scrolling up and down through my notes. I've got more in here. I mean, we had the PlayStation Showcase this week. I could talk about that. It wasn't very good. They didn't announce anything that I really cared about all that much. They announced a Rahul Kohli game. Pretty stoked about that, though. That's like the coolest thing to come from it. Love that guy. That's also somebody. If I can, like Frank Turner, if I can reference Rahul Kohli, I will. Love everything that guy does. He can do no wrong. Hope everyone's Valentine's Day went well. If you celebrate. We really didn't today. Our celebration was finishing up putting our last cabinet in and downing some euros real quick before I came to do this. We'll figure it out another day, I think. It was not a great day, you know, with the hail and such. We had no preparation for it. I did get her a gift. I can't say what it is, because occasionally she pops into these, and I can't see who's in the chat, so I'm not going to say what I got her, but... So she pops in for like 4 seconds and then leaves every once in a while during these just to check on what's going on. So I can't say anything.
Tony Hawk will not be able to beat me in a test of skill. Besides my superlative athletic ability, I possess a strong, proud spirit that cannot be denied.
What about Tony's spirit? What, do you think he somehow won as many competitions as he has by accident?
Do not interrupt me while I'm on my high horse.
Still don't feel like it's necessary. We had plans to go to stand-up comedy tonight, but canceled for the weather. Oh, who were you gonna go see? Is it like a local, like a bigger known person, or a smaller stand-up? I love stand-up. Which I feel like that's like saying I love wearing socks. Like everybody loves it. But big stand-up head. If I could recommend anybody right now, I am obsessed with the comedian Jeff Sheen. He's a lot smaller. He's got a special on YouTube. I think it's like an hour special he recorded. But I find that dude absolutely hilarious. A lot of the time when I see a special that's just on YouTube, I think, like, this is probably not going to be that great. And most of the time I'm right, but Jeff Sheen's special is so funny. I recommend that to anybody. Joe Gatto, UAS, never heard of. You've never heard of Joe Gatto? Oh my god. I watched his special recently, also on YouTube. I think it's on Hulu now. He's one of the Impractical Jokers. I love Joe Gatto. He's the one that left. Man, you are in for a treat. Don't leave this, because I want your hours, your eyeball hours. But when this is done, go, or when you're done with this, go watch Impractical Jokers. If you have HBO Max, there's a lot of it on there. Joe Gatto is one of the original members of that, and it is very funny. But his recent special is very good as well. Same with Sal Volcano from Impractical Jokers also just had a special come out. His was really good too. Yeah, you are in for a treat. I used to watch Impractical Jokers religiously. Back in the TV, which has come up like twice now, the DVR days. I would record just every episode of Impractical Jokers that came on and marathon them all day. Oh, Randy Feltface. Yeah, solid YouTube specials from Randy Feltface. Nothing, that guy, every time, it just floors me with how good he is. And I also love that it's not appropriate for kids, but you know, my toddler's not old enough to understand anything, but he absolutely loves Randy Feltface because he loves the Muppets, and since it's just a Muppet that does stand up, he thinks it's for him, and it's great because it keeps him entertained. Oh, I thought I was avoiding the red ones. I didn't realize I was supposed to be getting the red ones. Yeah, Randy Feltface's his recent special that like the entire thing takes place at like a bus stop is so funny. Oh, I lose my money every time I crash. Well, I just should have paid more attention to everything that it's told me as I go into this. I'm just not paying attention to any of the information this game is throwing at me. Yeah, I saw that Joe Gatto show was I saw that he was in the area and I was curious about it. But it's just going to stuff is hard. Now that I have to like, you know, find a babysitter and figure all that out for anything that's after like, you know, noon. And I love being home. Love just not going out to stuff. I've got a couple of things that I'm going to. Nothing of real interest to anyone but me, but I actually was looking yesterday at all the shows coming up in the area. Saw the Mastodon show on the list. And I gotta be careful about too much of what I say because I'll end up doxing myself. And that'll be great. Every time I nail that guardrail and it wrecks everything. I need to get $300. This one is the most wildly complicated of all of these game types. What's the multiplayer option on this? We got, like, is it? It's definitely got to have split screen. I'm pretty sure there was a multiplayer thing in the menu. This feels like a game that would have highly benefited from the, like, online multiplayer era. Which it was, like, was just starting as this came out. It really just barely missed the boat. How am I supposed to pull 400 out of this? I've got a lot of time. I can go back and pick up everything. Oh. Ah! No, all my rings! Oh, okay, I can get them back. I didn't think I could get them back. There we go, that'll work. There's 400. I'll take a silver on it. I'm not gonna waste that much time going through that. Yeah, we burned an hour already. We're past 9:30 dog o'clock. We're just making our way through this night. Man, I really wish I could remember all those things that I thought of. I had a few things, and they're just all gone. Every bit of them just left my head. Congratulations, a bonus video. Okay, so first set thing. How many sets are there? How many races are in this game? I feel like this can't be like super long. I should probably be basing what I'm doing off the stats of the board that I'm using. It'll be fine. If I was really focusing in on this, I'd do that, but like I said, podcast game. We're just talking and ripping through Downhill Jam onto the next thing.
What's your take on the whole Jinx black cat effect? Do you really think someone can be bad luck to the other skaters?
No, of course not. The others are just freaked out by the way she looks, and it works to her advantage. You think it's too late for me to do something like that?
You mean go goth?
Yeah, I think I could rock that look.
Now it does say compete with a friend head to head. So yeah, there's definitely multiplayer. But it just feels that it's got all these little wacky game modes. Feels like it would have been great for the multiplayer era. This game's begging for the multiplayer era. No, I'm supposed to just be beating on people. Awesome. I love this. This is what I was born to do in a Tony Hawk game. Just spin in a circle and punch people. This is so sick. Well, I thought there'd be more people if I went this way instead of the shortcut, and I was very wrong. Oh no, I'm not gonna make it. Ah, I spent too much time punching people. I didn't know that was gonna stop me. I thought I had enough time to just sit and punch people. I feel like a rock'em sock'em robot, so I'm just like sitting here and just nailing the punch button.
When I failed enough.
You know, I guess I do have something else on my list to talk about. I've been scrolling over it for weeks, actually. Like, it's been on there since the beginning of the year, and I just every week ignore it and don't talk about it, because then it becomes real. No. Oh, okay, cool. Got it. Got it by one. It's only because it came up organically that I'll actually just mention it, because then I have to do it, and that's kind of how this whole stream thing has worked for me, or videos things. If I say it in a video or a thing, I feel like I'm required to do it because I've put it out there to somebody. I decided at the beginning of the year that I was going to make one of my. I was for the first time ever do a New Year's resolution because I've never done one before. I never actually had a New Year's resolution because those are kind of ridiculous. Like, I feel like you can just start something whenever. You don't really need a New Year's resolution. But I decided this year I'd have one, and it's that I wanted to do stand-up before the end of the year. But I hadn't said it out loud. I just realized I have that bottom. It says now playing American Wasteland, which is inaccurate. But I can't change it now. We're too far in, so we'll just leave it as that. Yeah, I put that. I decided that at the beginning of the year, and then I've just not said anything because then I'd have to do it. And so far, I've been able to back out. But now that since stand up has come up as such a big thing here, I feel like I have to say it and get it. I've been gathering ideas, writing jokes here and there. I don't know when. I'm gonna push it all the way to the end of the year, like the last day of December. Hit an open mic is where my confidence level is at for it. But it's something I want to do, so I put it on the list, and I have just been absolutely avoiding bringing it up, even though it has been right here on this note since January 1st, or even before that. I got by ignoring it for quite a while, though. It's right here with a few other things that that are just, like, I have, like, my main things, you know, the kitchen incident and the basement pipe incident and Mastodon. Like, those I have in a separate section in my big stream notes thing. And then I have another pile of just miscellaneous things that I've been scrolling past. Like, these are just there. Like, I can just pop out at any time. It's been on there. New Year's resolution stand up. And I just scroll right on past it, ignore it, and don't talk about it. But since it came up, I guess I put it out there. Now it's out there. I've got like 2 jokes written that I have decided are good enough. I'm not gonna say I can't spoil it here, but we'll see how it goes. I gotta put together like a 5-minute or whatever. I don't know. I assume you don't even get a full 5 minutes. I don't know. I've never actually been to an open mic. I don't know how long they give you at those. Yeah, I'm fully prepared to go just absolutely bomb. But at some point, it'll get done. Will I tell people beforehand? Or will I do it in secrecy so no one sees it? Oh, that sucks. I almost had it. That's a wild resolution. Really? You think that's a wild... I didn't think that was that wild over... Is that... I guess... I don't know. People have crazy resolutions like that, right? I don't know what people usually do. It's like when people give stuff up for Lent and they're like, I'm not going to eat McDonald's anymore. And you're like, awesome. There's a lot of other options. Like, it's really not. Yeah, a lot of people have, like, dumb resolutions like that. But I feel like there's some people that put in a lot of, like, bigger stuff. I don't know. I have to push myself to do something like that. And this is how I do it. I put it out here, and then I'm required to. I always follow through. I'm not a liar. See, I listened to Mastodon this week. That was not anywhere. Did you stand up? That's what you mean. I didn't think it's that wild. I just gotta go get up in front of people, tell jokes that they don't think is funny, and then go home and cry. Which is kind of what I do here, but the people aren't directly in front of me. I can't see them when I make a bad joke. Just carrying this into a different avenue, and then not having my crutch of video games to make all... That's the video game aspect of what I do here is really just my crutch to try to push to the other things that they're my lead-in point for my jokes. But I just have to figure out a way to do that without them. I also got, I got to find my stand-up, like, my thing, like Jim Gaffigan was the guy that was really pale and talked about food. Yeah, public speaking, public embarrassment, no big deal. Yeah, I mean, I am making it sound less like I'm less nervous about it. I am incredibly nervous about it happening. Is why I've been scrolling past it for weeks. But it has to happen now. Like I can't give up on it. It's been mentioned here. So I can't just pretend like I never said that.
Must be great being such a huge skateboarding legend. I mean, people seem to think of you almost like a superhero.
But like I'm kind of halfway there already cuz I do this already and I write these scripts and edit these, you know, sometimes have been up to hour-long videos where it's just me just talking into a camera. I'm just taking the camera aspect out and putting the person directly in front of it, which is nerve-wracking, which is kind of how I felt about this. But now I just pop on here and say stuff, and I was very nervous to start doing this live stuff, and now I'm just kind of here. I just do it every week. That was it? That just got that. Most open mics are 5-minute sets. Okay. I can make a tight 5. I could definitely I can throw a tight 5 together. And I'm making it sound like it's going to be a lot easier than it is. There's a lot of things in the past, you know, month and a half since I decided this that I've written down and then looked at the next day and been like, that is the least funny garbage I've ever read. Why'd I write that down? So I've probably written like, I don't know, 15 to 20 joke ideas, and I've kept 2 of them that I liked. But as nervous as I am for it, I'm also excited to like start getting into it and trying it. I hope. I mean, I know I'm gonna bomb. I'm gonna bomb hard on the first one, but I'm hoping that that doesn't deter me, and I hope it becomes a thing that I do. Okay, like how I do this every week. This attention. I didn't intend to be a streamer. I went into this as a way to try to push, you know, YouTube videos and hours on YouTube because I need those. And then I started doing it, and I just really like doing it now. So now it's just kind of, it's not gonna go away now. Ah. I've never seen Impractical Jokers because it sounded like America's Funniest Home Videos. I'm obsessed with stand-up. Really? Yeah, I mean, Impractical Jokers isn't really stand-up. It's kind of... I don't want to say it's a prank show. It's a comedy show with kind of a special premise. It's like there's not another show that I can describe that's like it. But I'm right there with you. I'm also very obsessed with stand-up. I am constantly looking for new stand-up all the time. Who you got? Who's like... Give me your like top 3 comedians. Who's your favorites? It's a very hard thing. Like I said that and then immediately was like, oh god, who would I pick? Who's in my top 3? I mean, Mulaney's got to be up there. I'm trying to think of like my favorite specials of all time. It might be easier to just name some of my favorite specials than my favorite comedians. George Carlin, classic. I can't say I've ever sat through an entire Carlin special, but I have seen so many just like YouTube clips of Carlin's work. Louis C.K. He had a moment. I don't know if he has anything more. Burr. I do love Burr. I like Burr stand up. I feel like when I see him like doing an interview or something, I'm like, he just like Burr. He has a tendency to rub me the wrong way, and I think that's just his personality. Like that's his bit. But I love Burr stand up. Like I remember finding like his first special that like it must have been his first like Netflix special was pretty. Like I watched that thing front to back like a million times. I don't know what it's called. It's got him on the front. It's orange, and he's like standing there on the front of it. That's the whole thing. And all Carlin's DVDs. You want to borrow them? I might. I love stand up. Mike Birbiglia is like he's like top for me. Yeah, it's Burr's bit. it is his thing, but there's just sometimes we're like, eh. I get it. I respect it. But yeah, Mike Birbiglia is like he's the peak for me. I love Birbiglia. There's the kind of family friendly but not white dad comedy is that's a category I'm really into. Like him, Nate Bargatze I've been loving his stuff recently. I recently have been down the road of Seinfeld. I feel like it's kind of a sin. I've never watched through Seinfeld like the sitcom series. And I feel like that's a big one that like everyone should have had to have watched. I mean, I've seen it like a million times. But Bigley, yeah, I think he technically considers it. He calls them one-man shows, but I think they're technically stand-up. I don't know. He put them on like Broadway. Birbiglia is in a like category of his own, but God, is he a genius? There's something about he's got a good energy with his like the mic on his. Yeah, he doesn't really just like have like a stand-up mic. He's just walking around and flailing and yelling. Be near soon. You have tickets to Bargatze. I was looking at him. I was thinking about it because I really would love to go see him. I mean, he's been like on the rise recently. He's in everything. Because I've seen him around forever. Like I feel like he's been doing stand-up a long time, but recently he's like really been popping off. Yeah, Seinfeld. Like I feel like it's on my. I binge sitcoms all the time. It's something me and my wife do together. We just watch through we'll find a sitcom and watch through it all the way, and then we'll just find the next one. We just finished The Middle. Before that, we watched Malcolm in the Middle, and now we're watching That 70s Show, because I've never actually watched through all that one. It's got some questionable things that they very much reference the future of how those people went in life. But I'm enjoying That 70s Show more than I thought I would. But Seinfeld feels like one that I just have overlooked constantly, and I need to get to. Because every time I've seen like clips of his stand up, they're hilarious. It's not like that guy's underrated at all. Everybody knows that about him. Man, I didn't know you were such a stand-up head. I'm so excited. This gives us so much more to talk about. I would love to see Mulaney in live. He's on the bucket list. Another one that like is huge for me is Taylor Tomlinson. I love all of her specials. And she was around the area not too long ago also. She's a bucket list like show for sure. Her and Bargatze and Birbiglia. Those are like that's probably it. That's probably currently my peak are those guys. And also, I guess, Jeff Sheen, who's not like a big comedian, just a guy I found that I really enjoy. Mark Norman. Oh man, I forget about him. He's been popping up more like in my feeds recently. I've been seeing him. I ended up on listening to his podcast the other day because it just popped up and Kenan Thompson was on there, and I was like, I'm curious because Kenan Thompson's just an interesting guy to me. So, as a stand-up guy, how do you feel about sketch? Because I am also a diehard SNL fan. I watch SNL every week and have for years. Oh, Jezelnik. Yeah, he has a new special that I have yet to watch that I'm excited for. I remember TJ introducing me to Jezelnik years ago and falling in love with it. The way he subverts expectation to not actually subvert it at all is so good. So he's got a very clever joke writing tactic. I'm not an SNL guy. Oh, okay. It's not for everybody. I watched it like all the time because it's been on 50 years, but I watched it growing up. The Sandberg Hader era, and then like 2017, 2018, around there, I started watching it, and I watched an episode, and I was like, that was funny, and then I've just been watching it ever since. And I do like a mental review of every episode of like what these sketches were good, these were not good. And I just keep note of it. Been really enjoying it every week. It's just my ritual now. I think they've got a really good cast right now that are making some of the best stuff they've had in a long time. They were in a bit of a rut there. When I started watching, they weren't like in the best place, and then they lost some people and weren't. Like it got worse somehow, and now I feel like they're like with their cast currently, they're in a really good place. We can go back to stand-up. If we've got more stand-up talk, I'll go right back over there. Because I've got even more to recommend, or more to talk about. Like another one that I liked of the past year, another special I really liked was Alex Edelman's special. The name escapes me. But it's about the whole thing. It's kind of a one-man show, but Biglia style. Like the whole thing is about being like he's a Jewish guy and he goes to like a anti-Semitic rally, like in an apartment, and the entire special is just framed around his experience being there. And I also really got into Rory Scovel this last year. That's like everything he does is like all improvised, which I feel like is something that's not entirely for everybody. If you're not like, if you're not an improv person. Which is something there's. If you've ever seen Middleditch and Schwartz, they did a Netflix special. Thomas Middleditch and Ben Schwartz did it was like 3 specials that were all entirely just like an improv show, and it's so funny, and I wish that would have kept going. Like if I would really like to see another special Ugh, so apologies again from those guys, because that is some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen. And I wouldn't say I'm like a huge improv guy or anything. But those specials are just gold.
Haven't I failed enough to...
I forgot that this had like any kind of score thing to it. I remember this all just being racing and not having anything like this in it. I guess it makes sense that it has some kind of score system, but I just didn't expect it. Just because I can, I've got plenty of time to hit this. Oh well, I didn't get much out of it. That's okay. I'll just take it. I'm not going for all goals, anything like that this time. I'm just making it through. Is all we're doing here. Just racing and punching and slaloming and whatever else I gotta do to move on to Project 8. Because like I said, this gets really repetitive. I think we're there already. Like, it's not, you know, at least the other games kind of, you see things or it gives you more things to kind of, you know, talk, more points for me to talk from or look at. This is just, it's repetitive nothing. A lot of just racing.
Tony Hawk, you better stay the hell away from me or I will kick...
Oh, why are you so angry at Tony Hawk? What did he do to you?
Wait, so sorry. I thought you were Tony Hawk.
No. Tony Hawk is the pro skater who put on this event.
Oh, him. Yeah, he's alright.
I feel like this would get a little less repetitive if it didn't send you down the same tracks constantly, but I've done this exact same track like 10 times already. Oh, there's more to it. They're extending it. We're in uncharted territory now. She's above me somewhere. There she is.
Come on.
Oh. Ah. No. We're so close to the end. Don't do this to me. There we go. I just punch my way to the end if I have to. No. No, 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 no. Okay. I really thought that was the end of it. Phil Hanley, his hours on YouTube.
Well, someone's got to win, and today it's
I'll add him. There's more homework. I'll put the homework in. Okay, he's in. I'll report back next week. Let you know how I felt about that special. That's the first one on here I don't recognize. It's like everyone else we've mentioned this entire time. Other than Carlin, I have seen every single one of their specials. Sick. I like having homework. This should become a more regular thing where I get homework to do for the next week.
Rio, the sun, the beach, and all of those people with their scantily clad, bronzed bodies. It just makes me wish I were dead. No, wait. Not me. Them.
Oh, that scared me. I had a Windows Defender update and wanted to let me know that it found nothing. Really important to do that right now. What's nice about a racing game is I have to pay attention to it. Yeah, I really don't either. It's just here. It's just a backdrop for me to talk over. It's on the list, so I gotta get through it. Yeah, it's literally, it's in the name, Downhill Jam. It's just all downhill. It's longer than it should be. Like, I feel like it's starting to lose its appeal. Like right about now, we should be finishing up, and I think it's got a long way to go. Got a wild shape to it. Man, I don't think I would ever need, like, I don't think you need to get gold on everything to even. I've skipped an entire rank's worth of levels already by ranking up again. I'll make it until the end and never do. Yeah, honestly, I don't really make it to the end. By the end of these, I'm just a husk of my former self. But now that they're on Fridays, I can push them a little farther. Because, I don't have to work in the morning. Although, like, I say that, but then I still have a toddler that's like, it's 5 a.m., let's be awake. So, it doesn't really work in my favor in any way at all. But last week I went till about 1. Just to finish up all of the. Yeah, it was kind of a scheduling thing originally for Thursdays. But honestly, Fridays work out much better now. So I'm just going to stick to the Friday schedule. I can't believe it didn't cross my mind at all that it was Valentine's Day today. But there's been a surprising amount of people in and out today. So I didn't expect to get 8 and 10 viewers at a time on Valentine's Day. But also, like, outside of the people I know, I'm not really reaching for the audience that's doing much on Valentine's Day. After, you know, I'm reaching for the audience that's like me and it is at home ready to go to bed at 8 p.m. Oh, can't. Well, let me just go back like a super far direction. There we go. Let's try again with boost. Oh, so that time I jumped over all of them. It was just a waste of time. I do appreciate your loyal attendance every week, though. I know you're usually in the guitar video, or, you know, things that aren't skateboarding video games, so I'm glad you come by just to hang out with me every week. I imagine you have to be doing something else other than just watching me. Like, this has got to be like a background thing. If it's not, I really appreciate it.
The last time I came to Hong Kong, I totally wasted this guy. He started yelling at me for skating down the street, and I just got off the board and was like, "Oh yeah?" And he was all, you know, like something in Chinese or whatever. And I'm like,
You're not. You just watch this. Wow, that means a lot.
Again with the Chinese or whatever.
I appreciate that. And things are looking up. Hours are going up for a long time. You know, for the monetization aspect of this, which, I mean, I like to just try to get those things up. Been doing this for a long time without any of that, so it's not like my entire motivation for this is just to make money. I could definitely figure that out with like 1,000 YouTube shorts of me, you know, just cranking some AI stuff together, making some money off of this. But I do it for the love of the YouTube game. But it's nice to see those numbers go up. So they're kind of like my, they're just my goals with it, is to try to get it to the next number, the next spot. And for the monetization thing, I have to get 3,000 to 4,000 hours. And you have to get 3,000 for the like streaming monetization, so I can do super chats and have a store. And then at 4,000 is when you start getting ad revenue. For a long time, I was stuck at 1,140 hours, because it has to be within a year. You have to get that many hours within a year. And every time I'd go up, I'd go right back down, because an older video that did better would, you know, fall out of that year cycle, and then I just drop a bunch of hours. So like with that, I was just not really getting much. But all of a sudden, in the last 2 months, the hours have just been rolling in somehow. Things are picking back up. So I'm working towards it. Putting it out there. I mean, I'm doing real bad on the video front this week, or this month, because I had a bunch of stuff planned and I had a pretty good schedule going. And then, you know, the whole like kitchen renovation, basement plumbing situation. Ah! Oh, he snuck past me last second. Yeah, all of that stuff really slowed me down. And so, hopefully, now that most of that is taken care of, I got 2 half-written videos to finish writing, throw together, and edit, and then start getting back to my schedule. Getting things back on track here. Just based off the amount of boards I have, I can tell that I am not nearly as far through this game as I was hoping to be. It is unfortunate. I was really hoping this game was going to go a lot faster than it is. Which is kind of how I felt about this when I rented it from Family Video all those years ago. Is that it is a bit repetitive. Fun in short bursts. I'll be excited for it when I definitely have to come back to it next week, because I'm not going to finish this all in one night. At least I hope I do, but probably won't. But I'm going to quickly fall off again shortly into that. At least for this one, I know ahead of time. I am not going to force myself to get all golds or, you know, all whatever rating. I'm just gonna just get through every level or every mission. It's certainly a goofy game to come off of, you know, all of the other things we've played so far. Why did I unlock a board that was way over there? We're in the era of like all of the other games I've played so far for this, you know, every Tony Hawk game thing. I've been very familiar with all of them. Been playing them for a long time. Oh, I did this wrong. I'm supposed to be punching people. Like, I'm very familiar with all of them. And here we are finally getting to the part where I don't know them all as well. Like, maybe played through them once. Or mostly played through them but not finished them. So, like, I'm coming up on the era of stuff that's just semi-new to me. But also the era where, like, things get weird. Because we're getting out of the Neversoft era when other developers started taking over thanks to Guitar Hero. Like, I'm excited for after. My guy needs out. Oh, we got the alt account in. Here we go. There you go. Yeah, you really want to get them up there. Just do what I do with my work computer and just leave a playlist up of all my streams going all day to try to stack the hours. It's kind of my work computer. Everybody's got one. Everybody's got the secret work computer account. Oh, and it came with a subscription too. I love it. I love the evil Mitch joining. Man, this game just goes on forever. I'm actually impressed with, like, these get a surprising amount of, like, these don't pull in nearly the views of like those big edited videos and scripted stuff. But I'm surprised at how many people afterwards actually like watch these live stream like archives that I keep up, because you have to keep them up or the hours don't count. So I just like have, and I also kind of have this weird thing that I like everything to be archived. I don't want anything to like disappear. Even like weird little things. Like the t-shirt announcement thing I did. That eventually is going to disappear off of this channel, but it will go to another channel to like live out the rest of its days archived somewhere. Just because I want it all to be accessible. But a lot of people, like, these, within the next day, these usually pull in another 20 views afterwards. And then some of them keep going after that, some don't. But the playlist, there's just a playlist of all of these. They just all run together. That just plays one after another. And the amount of views that get baffles me. And I think it's an algorithm thing. Because I know there's this tendency that YouTube has to try to just hammer you with ads. If you leave it going for too long, it'll start pushing you longer and longer videos. And then eventually it starts pushing live streams. Because it knows that these, these are 3 or 4 hour plus streams that I do. And YouTube's like, sick, we're going to get so much ad revenue out of this guy that passed out. And they just throw on these. And it's worked to my benefit that I just have them all in a playlist. Because it pushes it out to people. And then they sleep while I'm just in the background on their TV or whatever. I do not know why they decided for this game that it needed all just like made up cartoon characters. Because there was also a really bad movie that came out around this time, like an animated Tony Hawk movie about like a crazy circus man that kidnaps Tony Hawk. And these are not the characters from that at all. I think I said earlier that this game came out around the Huck Jam era. They came out, that was around the same time, but Huck Jam was like this huge tour. The Boom Boom Huck Jam. It was like a huge motocross and skateboard tour that Tony Hawk held. And then that was the Boom Boom Huck Jam, and then this was the Downhill Jam that was also came out in that era. And then the movie was Boom Boom Sabotage, which is also kind of in the, they're all like kind of connected. Similarly through names, everything had the same kind of naming scheme at that time. Where they were all kind of branched off of other things. The movie's terrible, don't recommend it at all. And then also around the same time we had the Six Flags ride. We had just a brain full of Tony Hawk knowledge. I wish there was a use for it. Other than this. This is the only use for all of that knowledge that I have. No way. Kevin's challenge. There it goes. That was the 2 seconds of Lupe Fiasco. Really? I had no idea he was from Chicago. That's a big news to me. Just because I don't know why. It just gets me excited when I find out things are from this area. Or this state, I guess. I didn't realize I could wall ride.
Don't you know who I am?
Ah, I didn't realize. I've never hit one of those. I didn't realize those barriers, like, they're hard. It was a hard barrier.
Lousy kids. Later.
Oh, no. No! Oh, that's going to be the end of it right there. That's how Kevin beats me. Yeah, he did already. I was close.
I'm just gonna sit here quietly in disbelief.
There doesn't seem to be any consequences to losing anything. Like, I'm going to finish this, and then it's immediately going to give me Kevin as a character. There's just no consequences to doing anything wrong in this game. It's just, it really is just ride a skateboard down a hill. No? Oh, I was wrong. I thought that was the case. I did that other one earlier and it just went along with it. Well, I just take all that back. That's my Need for Speed once you get down to the... Hey! How you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you in the chat. I may consider that. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet with after all the Tony Hawk games. I may consider Need for Speed. There's a lot of those I've not played. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole full series playthrough thing because I did not realize how big of a task this was when I started this Tony Hawk thing. I looked today, I've been doing this for 4 months. 5 months? It's 4 months, about to be 5 months. Like by next week, I will have been playing Tony Hawk games every week on stream for 5 months. Which is such a task. And there's probably, I would say, if not the same amount, even more Need for Speed games. But I definitely would love to play Most Wanted on stream. The original GameCube Most Wanted. That is such an excellent. That's my favorite Need for Speed. There we go. There's my first place.
This game is called Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam. Now, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah, I've kind of tossed some things around of what I'm going to do next. I thought, I could, if I was going to do another full series, maybe do one that's a little bit shorter. Thought about doing DMC, because I love DMC games. I thought about doing, like, all the Sly Cooper games was on that list. All the Infamous games was another one I thought about. Just tossing those around. Or just kind of, taking a little bit of time and just kind of streaming whatever and then coming back to a full series. I don't want to be, like, if I'm doing streaming, I don't want to stream the same thing everybody else. Like, I'm not going to do a Fortnite stream. I have no interest in Fortnite either, but, like, or like Overwatch or like the things that everybody's streaming. I don't want to do those. I like my little corner I've carved out for myself of these, like, PS2 games that nobody is playing anymore. And playing through the full series of them. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. The original Or that's one that got remade, isn't it? It got remade like 2012, 2013-ish. Might have been a little later than that even. Because that's like the that was like a PlayStation 1. It was Hot Pursuit, and then that was like the whichever the reboot one is. Oh, I bronzed it. Oh, okay. I thought that was a finish. That was just the time. Like, this is the first time I bronzed one of these. I bronzed anything, really, I think. I'm far enough that every time I return to this map, it's extended now. Oh, I'm missing all my slow-mos. Everyone has that work computer. I have hundreds. Glad you're able to use your resources to help me out here. Everybody who watches should be more like Mitch. Watch on 4 different accounts. I don't know what happened there. It does go away after I've used it. Well, that's unfortunate. I could use that again for an actual better trick. Ah, I didn't realize punching people counted for points. That's so useful. I can punch so many people. Man, I got really thrown off of where I was there. Oh, I got too excited about all the tricks I was doing. I just let it go. I never pay attention to the time limit it gives you. Surprisingly for all of these maps being just like a downhill race, they piece them together well enough for like trick combos. I mean, you can't manual, so there's not that aspect of it. But everything else is designed very well for like there's gonna be spaces where you can't do anything at all. But they make it work for a Tony Hawk racer. They knew what they were doing with this one, other than You know, the whole, like, being a little repetitive thing. Going to the same track 400 times. I don't know what happened. Is that it? We crash again? That's crash number 2? That's crash number 2. We're out. We white screened it. Oh man, there we go again. On the upside, to prevent any issues like we've had with previous games, this one is auto-saving after every race. So that is making this significantly easier to deal with. Because, you know, the last few, we had a bit of a problem there. But while this is restarting, I'm going to go grab a drink. Because I finished my water. So please don't run away. Oh, good. None of you left like I asked. That's appreciated. Oh. This is the absolute worst chair anyone's ever owned. I hate this thing, and I can't wait to get a better chair. There we go. Still trying to figure out the whole. I have the Stream Deck. I just gotta remember to use it. Oh, I looked there and I was like, oh no, I'm at 0%. 21. We're only at 21%. Oh boy. On the upside, most games end at like 60%. So, by using that logic, we're about halfway through. You couldn't tell if the sound was on or not. It was real quiet there for a minute. Didn't even realize that I had a power slide button. That could be really useful when, you know, you're racing. If I was paying more attention during all those 1 million tutorials, I probably would have known that. Oh, I thought I was hearing. It sounded like there was like a critter running around. It's the sound of the hail and ice hitting the window. It sounds like a critter like running around. I thought it was people walking upstairs. No, it's it's the Midwest sucks. Is what it is. I got no air off of that. That's supposed to be a really useful jump there, and I just got nothing out of it. This is the longest event so far in this whole game. Is this one trick event is just a million hours long. Oh, I didn't know that was gonna throw me to the side. That was inconvenient. You start comboing like you do in a regular Tony Hawk, and this game just gets all lost and confused. It doesn't understand. It just wants me to go down a hill. This is the first one that you can tell was thrown together here. The rest of them have a fair bit of polish to them. This one, not so much. There we go. We're through the longest mission in this entire game. At least I hope. This is the longest one. The little skull guy there's got a silly hairdo. So, they just keep coming. There's just 1,000,001 accounts. Just when I think it's all done, another one just appears. Ah, I board slid the air. There was nothing there. Whoa. Oh, overdid it. It's like the biggest jump of this whole level, and I just missed it. Did I redo the same level? I must have just accidentally restarted the same level. Like, was I just not paying attention and clicked on it? I did. I'm glad I didn't play the whole thing. I just wasn't paying attention, looked at it, and I was like, man, I just did this, I think.
what's this I hear about you trying to get Tony Hawk's autograph?
Huh?
Yeah, he told me about it. I guess you had a particularly bad head wound and you wanted him to sign his name on the wound itself. Don't you remember that?
No?
I do remember Crash. Like, I mean, I played this as a child, but this Crash guy was like my favorite character in this game. Which seems on brand from my childhood. That would have absolutely been the kind of character that I loved. There's so much shortcutting in this. I never know where anything is. I don't even think I'm supposed to be down here. I guess I am. I mean, look at how far I am away from him. This must be where I'm supposed to go. It seemed like I was out of bounds.
Haven't I failed enough?
How is he catching up to me? I've been flying past him. There we go. Oh well. What? No. How did he win? He was behind me. What happened? What made him just suddenly jump in front of me? I don't understand what happened. That was a stupidly long. These are all starting to get too long. If they were as long as the first races, this wouldn't be so bad. But man, these are really going to drag out now. When these are like 3 to 4 minute races.
Color really gets on my nerves. No glory.
Man, I am flying. I'm getting confused where I need to be going. I'm still confused about how he even caught up to me last time.
See it never.
Oh, okay. I entirely missed that there is like a special move thing that I have not been doing the entire game. There we go. Take that, Crash.
You know, someone's got to win, and today it's me.
Well, I've been a little silent. Been in gamer mode, just running through these races. I put myself on autopilot for a second. I've got. They just keep coming. It's absurd how many there are. And how many you can have going at once is even more absurd. Just when I think it's done, another one pops up.
Ah, yes, Mackenzie.
Man, I might not make it to the
Attitude will not
like extra late night
You make
1
it very salient.
1 a.m. stream
That's an
time.
incorrect use of the word salient. Do not insult my intelligence again.
I guess I do have some other things that I've just been like sitting on in these notes, just miscellaneous. I don't have any bigger topics. We blew through all the big topics. I usually blow through those in the front end, and then I keep this back half for, you know, there's just miscellaneous talking points or just go off of whatever's going on. But I do have a few. I guess I could start running through those since I've been so silent, focusing on my gaming here. Or I just keep doing this, I guess. That's what I fell into for a second. I was right back at my silent gamer mode. Oh, this is an elimination race. I didn't even realize. Don't Yeah, you don't want anybody to get suspicious about all the sudden accounts popping up. Can't let Google know. You gotta trick Google. Hey, I'm any way I can. I'm shameless with it. I'll take them any way I can. Oh, I'm in last? I can't be in last.
Haven't I failed at
Oh no, I'm gonna get eliminated. Here it goes. Ah, there it is. I got eliminated. Unfortunately, the YouTube game is kind of this way. You gotta be shameless with it and just put it out there, or it's not going anywhere. That algorithm isn't pushing anything other than AI shorts. At least currently. You know, the YouTube algorithm goes in waves of if it's good or not. Sometimes it hits me with some good stuff, but most of the time, it's just garbage. How am I in last? Well, that's probably why I'm in last, because I run into stuff. There we go. Alright, how am I still in last? Okay. As soon as I knew you had goals, I was on it. Beat every Friday if I can. Yeah, I have goals. You got to be a little delusional to do this. As hard to go as hard with it as I do. So I'm ready for it. I would love to quit selling airplane parts and make this my job. Just stream all day. No, 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 no! Oh. Is it gonna count? Is it gonna, if it counts in a second, I'll just take it. I don't even care. I'll take it. Ah, I didn't. Oh, okay. It did. It just put it in reverse order for telling me. Man, why did they make this game so long? I mean, I feel like in 2007 or whatever.
See why this game is called Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam when it could just have easily been called Armando Utbog's Downhill Jam. Actually, come to think of it, I would prefer Armando Utbog's Good Time Fun. Woohoo! Isn't that significantly better? I think it is.
There's a weird storyline going here that it's not really explaining, and I don't really know what it is. But what I was saying was, if... What just happened? Is it... Oh, this is like a floor is lava kind of thing. I think. Is it just that I'm... I see. I figured it out. Can I grind here? Ah, there we go. Oh. Okay. I thought it was going to make me start back from the beginning. At least see it right when I say something's getting boring or like repetitive. Here it goes, and then it's like, hey, here's an entirely new thing to do. It's just spaced out enough that the first thing gets boring, and then they bring up the floor is lava. I'm getting enough through the floor is lava that it's checkpointing me and letting me get a little farther than I need to be, like than I was. And I'll just keep doing that as long as the timer doesn't run out. Like that. See, that worked perfect. This is needlessly complicated. Up and down hill. Oh, come on. They're not giving me enough jump there. Okay, there you go. That works. If there's another place to go, I'll just take the other route. Oh, no. There we go. I'll just take it as slow as possible. There we go. Oh, so now we can freely stand in it.
Sucks
Now that
to
I'm
be
done.
lost. I'm gonna go drown my sorrows.
I don't know how that ended. If I get a medal or any medal at all, or where I go from there. This game certainly doesn't explain anything, or I skip through it too fast. Oh, I lost that apparently. So I gotta do it within 2 minutes. Probably help if when I did it the first time, I knew what I was doing. I knew it was a floor is lava situation.
How did you first get into skating?
Back in the day, I used to have to walk to school. Except
The guy
I
reminds me of Duke Nukem.
couldn't walk very far without getting hella tired. I tried to ride a bike, but I was too fat for that also. And a skateboard was the only thing that I could use to roll to school. Haven't I failed enough?
I don't know how that came. I didn't think that was gonna let me through. Shouldn't have jumped that rail. There's a strategy here that I should be using, and I just am not seeing what my strategy should be. Well, that's not the strategy. I have to restart this because I'm not hitting that 2-minute timer section area. Oh, there it is. That's where it explains it. I should start reading those when I start a level instead of just barreling through it. I'm enjoying this game enough, but at this point, I'm so excited to get to the Tony Hawk Ride and Shred games that that's all I want to do. I'm ready to do that. It's gonna uproot my entire system and everything, but I'm excited to hop around on a little plastic skateboard. It's been a long time since I've never played Shred. I played Ride a long time ago, but I remember those games being unreasonably difficult. Ah, there we go. I cheesed enough past it that it just let me go. That's what I needed. They need more checkpoints more frequently so I can keep doing that. Well, that was never gonna happen. I think I'm gonna miss it again. This is the one mission that holds me up for the entire thing. This is it. Yeah, because now I'm over 2 minutes, and I am just at the end. I thought I'd work on my posture for a minute, and then I looked and realized I had too good of posture and put my top of head out of frame. I've really had the itch this week to get back into skateboarding, like, actually. Because I had a good streak going. And I was we were kind of chronicling it here. And then on that other YouTube channel I made just for, like, my skateboarding. It's been dormant for months because of the Midwest. Because I live in the Midwest and it sucks to live here. So there hasn't been weather for me to go outside and jump around on a wooden stick. But I've got the itch, and then I Googled today, looked around, and saw that there's a skate park near my job. It's like a 10-15 minute drive from my job. There's a small skate park. Nothing too exciting there. I Google Earthed it, looked around. There's a quarter pipe and a ledge, a grinding ledge. They've got like I've never seen this like piece of park equipment before, but they have it looks like a small picnic table, but it's like real short. Like comically short. And then there's like a little quarter pipe, there's a little roll in. It's not I guess it could be considered a spine. But I think I'm gonna throw apologies again. I will be sure to be all caffeined up next time. I think I'm gonna throw my board into my car and just hold it there. And then on a day when I'm feeling it, or the weather permits, I'll just run over there on my lunch break and check it out. And that'll be my return to skateboarding in real life again. So I had a good thing going. It was kind of a good workout. I was doing it every single night for a while. I was getting comfortable with it. Not getting good at it, but comfortable being on it. But every time since I have put it down, every time I get the itch to do it again, the weather is bad or something like that comes up that I don't actually get to do it. I'm gonna lose it again here. I don't know what the move is on that. There's a grind there that I need to figure out here. It's not that either. This one's got too much strategy to it, and also way too much that's out of my hands, because I can't figure out how to aim myself on this thing. But I feel like, back to the skateboarding thing, I keep getting distracted between this stupidly complicated level and the things I'm talking about and thinking about. I don't know. I I don't ever pay attention to my monitor anymore because it's on an entirely different screen, and I'm doing something different that I can't see that. And I realize I now have a habit of spinning in my chair while I'm playing, and I don't know how obnoxious that looks on the screen side, but I've realized it through this stream. I don't know if I do it every time, but this entire stream I've been twisting in my chair. And I don't know how obnoxious that is from the other end. But anyways, once again, back to the skateboarding thing. I keep forgetting with. But I can't go to sleep till you finish this level. Oh no, that's so much pressure. That means if I take a long time to finish this, you're gonna be really tired tomorrow. But it also means the longer I take to do this, the more hours I get. I'm just gonna flip it and be the bad guy now. No, I don't. I really don't know how to do this part. I don't know how I've ended up doing it every other time I've done it. Because there's like an invisible wall there. I'm past the time I have to get to actually complete this, but now I'm just trying to figure out the method I need to. There it is. That's the method I need to take to get down. Yeah, but it's the most important account. It's gonna go dark. Forgot to start that with a grind. This one is all a pattern. Like I have to skate this perfect pattern. Earlier, or like I said, like it has a tendency to have like a really bad, like it'll start to get boring, and then they'll hit us with a new level type. Well, this one is gotten annoying already before the new level type is even hit. Well, that's where I was. Okay, this is it. Let's see if this works. Nope, didn't work that time. There it is. Oh, it wasn't enough. I didn't get far enough with it. Ah, why is it not taking me far enough? That better do it. It did, but now I don't have enough time. Again, 2 minutes is not enough time for this. You're free to go if you just want to go, because this could go on for hours. I've held people up before in the same situation. If I can't go to sleep till you're done, and then I hold them for another 45 minutes. I'm acing this part, though. I've got this part down. I nailed that part easy. Not gonna go. There we go. This could be it. I'm gonna jinx myself now. I forgot about this part of the level. No! I had such a good streak of no lava hitting. Oh, I lost it by like a minute. Or a second. 3 seconds? Is that our number? 7 seconds. Lost it by 7 seconds. It gave me the bronze. It's done. It's done. I don't have to go back through it. That's it. It gave me the bronze. I'll take it. I don't even care. As long as I don't ever have to do that ever again in my life. And everyone is free to go to sleep if they want to. Oh, what a nightmare that was. That was stupid. Well, there we go. Have a good night. Enjoy your sleep. Thanks for hanging out till midnight. I don't think I'll make it much longer. Really worn down by the events of this last week. Ugh. Also, I kind of want to return to toddler music class for the first time in this year, actually. I haven't gone. There's a Saturday music class that I like to take my toddler to. I always go there. It's like a half hour. We sing songs. I mean, I don't sing songs, but they sing songs. They play. It's a fun little event we did every... Oh, I'm an idiot. This is supposed to be a smack. I was trying to race through it. It's a thing that... It was kind of our thing we did every week for a while. And, haven't been doing it over this entire year so far. So, like a month and a half. So, I'm excited to get back to that. Don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow or the next week, but... Oh, the cow doesn't count? You just go right through the cow? I thought I'd be able to punch the cow. Can I just keep farming these people here? Can I just hit them again? Yeah, that works. I've got 30 seconds, why not? I can farm a gold out of these people. Look at that. Farming a gold. That's a gold medal. Just like that. Ride in a circle and punch the same 4 people over and over again.
The other skaters should give it a try.
Maybe the reason this is taking so long is because I'm doing both track or like all 3 tracks on everything, and maybe it's just meant to run through one. But I'm not doing all goals. I feel like I need to at least complete all the events. I don't have to necessarily gold them, but
Haven't gotten wrecked on?
I'll take a complete for every event. It feels right.
No.
I feel like I haven't done a plain race in a long time. Like everything has been some kind of weird special event thing. I've forgotten how to race.
See you around, buddy. Blood shall rise again. Blood shall rise again.
Feels like weird to play as anyone but Tony Hawk in this game. Like just all the weird like made up characters. This feels wrong to choose any of them that aren't Tony. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. If more races are like that I can jump in and just plow through them the 1 minute, that's what I want. I'll just burn right to the end of this game. 6 progress points. We were at, what, like 22 earlier when it crashed? And I've done a few since then. I think we're probably getting close to the halfway mark at least. I hope it's the halfway mark. There you go. There's another rank up. Semi-pro. Oh, well, maybe I've just got 2 more left. Are we going to go through the whole thing tonight? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. I'm wearing down. I don't know if I can make it all the way through the night. One of those is going to hit me with a claim. I can see it. It's coming. There's a claim somewhere. Get to the finish before time expires. Tricks and destroy for maximum points. Oh, okay. It's a score. Score and run. I can do that. I keep seeing there's skate letters on some of these, but I've never been able to see all of them because these are just, you're just barreling so fast. I mean, there's an A, but you're barreling so fast through this that you don't like have any time to see what's around you.
Don't try that at home.
Oh, the silver. This should have been gold. Like now that I've learned this like special trick thing that you can hold down both the buttons to to do a special trick, that's gonna change them. That's a life changer for those. I remember to use them because I haven't been using them on like any of these. Sorry for the loud gulps. I don't know how many Mitches there are in here that aren't Mitch, but I appreciate all the lurkers that are in here if none of them are Mitch. Or maybe they're all Mitch. I'm just talking to myself. Who knows? But I appreciate you if you're in there. You really raided me with a bunch of accounts. Another trick one. 2 trick ones back to back. Like nothing to trick on through here. For the trick level. I didn't know I could sticker slap. Not that that's like very useful in this. Really bronzed out. Oh well, I'll take it. I don't even care. Like I said earlier, I don't even care. I just gotta get through these. Whatever gets me to Project 8 faster. It is a little sad though, this is the end of an era because it only took like, what, 3 weeks to blow past the PS1 games? And now, I guess I could just look right here. This will tell me, I'll just look, and it'll tell me how many. Good times on it. Yeah, so for 4 months, I've been doing this for 5 months. 4 months we've been doing strictly PS2 games. So it's the end of an era next week or whatever week. If I finish this night, if I don't finish this night, it's the end of an era the week after to like be moving to the PS3 for Project 8. This is grind. Oh, you have to grind so many feet. I'm glad the rail balance is so unbelievably easy. Well, that was quick. I know I was gonna get gold that fast. Apparently that's supposed to be harder than what it actually was. They should all be that one. If they were that one, I'd be going through this pretty quick. Give us more grind only levels. That's what I want. Another one that fast? Oh, it's a board. Which I am not really, still not paying attention to, like, board stats and what I should be using. This is probably a good trick board. Good speed board. We'll use this one. We'll change it up. I've been using that one for like the entirety of this game. Because I got one that was like close to the end very early on. Sorry, I had to itch my head. It was kind of an awkward head itch because I didn't want my head to come too far up and expose my bald. No, did I finish? Oh, I got bronze. I feel like I could have done that one better. I haven't been restarting these. This one I might restart. Just to see. Because it's a trick event. I can do these pretty easily. I feel like, yeah, this is where I messed up originally. By not hitting that. Yeah, and then from here. There we go. That's it. Did I finish gold? No. I finished almost gold. See, I knew I could do better. I just had to take a second run at it, knowing what I'm doing. Remembering that I can do the specials. It was very important, the specials. It's a long loading screen. Slalom. Been a while since we've done one of those. There goes again. The Lupe Fiasco. A couple other things I have. I just got a few little things in my notes. Nothing too like incredible. Just a couple things in the little miscellaneous section at the bottom. The things I've written in here are I've written regional restaurants. It's just been sitting in there for weeks. That I guess I wanted to talk about regional restaurants at some point. Which is probably referring to places like, you know, like In-N-Out is only in like, you know, West Coast places, or Whataburger in like Texas, and the one we have here that I didn't know for the longest time was a regional restaurant is Steak and Shake. It's just really tiny burgers and really tiny, not like White Castle tiny burgers. Those are sliders, but like I guess you consider them. They're kind of like a smash burger, really thin. Their big thing is milkshakes. Like they're like it's supposed to look like a 50s diner, and they have milkshakes and like skinny burgers, really skinny tiny fries. It's the better way to describe that. I don't know what I was looking for out of regional restaurants when I wrote that in here, but it's been in here for weeks, and I got to get it off the notes. But I can't just get rid of the material. Like, I've made material, I got to use it. Because clearly, if I don't have material, like something at least halfway in my thoughts, or somebody else directing me through it, then like I'm running out of things to say. I'm just sitting here looking at the game in silence, which is not the best content. Because the whole point, like, you could just watch gameplay of Downhill Jam if you wanted. I'm supposed to bring the entertainment here. That's my part of the agreement that we have here of you watching my stream, is that I will at least pretend to entertain you a little bit. I don't even know where half those gates were. I'll just take the bronze on it. So I don't know what I was reaching for with regional restaurants, but I was reaching for something. And I'm going to go ahead and clear that off the list. There we go. It's gone. I no longer have to deal with regional restaurants. Next thing that I've got written down there, I'm gonna clear this thing up. The hammer knee thing at the doctor's, the like what they call the reflex check. That's made up, right? Like, I've never had that actually done. No one has ever, like, I've never been sitting on a table and someone hit me in the knee with a rubber hammer. Like, it's just not a real thing. They made that whole, stop doing that. The whole thing was just, it's for movies. It's for entertainment purposes only. No one's hitting anybody in the knee with a hammer. And it doesn't make your leg go up involuntarily. Doesn't happen. Will never happen. You can't make me believe that it's a real thing. I think they just ran out of stuff, like they were making a movie. I don't know who they is. Whoever decided this was a thing was making a movie, and they didn't have enough stuff for the doctor to do to fit their dialogue, so they were like, what if you hit him in the knee and his leg goes up? And they were like, okay. And then everyone just believed that's a real thing from then on. Because I've been to the I was going to say the treatment. I didn't go for a treatment anywhere. I had, I've had my physicals and such, all of that. Whatever other things you have to do as an adult. I've had my labs done. Oh no, I'm gonna miss it now. Oh, I missed it again. And within all those times I've been to the doctor and done things, I've never once had anyone bash me in the knee with a hammer. So that's that. We can put that to rest. That's a myth. Other myths though, like other things I've like. This isn't even on there. It just came to mind of things that just like it kind of irritates me. They make up this knee thing, but not really. What does bother me is that the way. Oh, big yawn. Apologies again. The way I'm bothered by microwave instructions. That's always like 2.5 to 3 minutes. Just tell me 2:45. Just tell me to split the difference. It may be a little cold, it may not, but just split the difference. Why do we have to do this, like, in between this range thing? And you can't tell me it's because they have different powers, because every one of them says for like what, 1,000-watt microwave or whatever, they all have the same instruction for the power of the microwave. So microwave. While we're on the subject of microwave, I've met a lot of people that pronounce it microwave, and that also just irritates me. It's a microwave. Something about the pronunciation of microwave as microwave just really boils my blood. And I mispronounce things all the time. I'm not perfect. I'm constantly mispronouncing things. I read Grim as Grime last week because I'm illiterate. But you won't catch me microwaving anything. Will I put it in the Michael wave? Possibly, but I ain't gonna put it in the Mike-er wave. Oh, that was real close.
That's how it's done.
I wonder if this one works like a traditional Tony Hawk, where if you're like in a grind, then your timer doesn't stop. Man, I missed like half of the game. I'm gonna expose some bald there. Oh no, I'm not. I'm gonna cover it up with the top of the frame. Good thing I'm so off on my frame. We're over the three hour mark. Should I call it? We're into the microwave discussion. There's no good quality content coming from this. And I feel like it's been a pretty good stream of just, chatting it up about comedians and such. But like, I could just keep going and get this game done. Oh boy, another slalom. It's just slaloms. I want trick one, and I want that grind thing again. The grind thing was awesome. If I could do more of the grind thing, that would be preferred. I keep having to look down there because that's been my problem with the chat all night. Is that my chat window has been down here charging, which is just a phone I run the chat on while I'm streaming, so I can see what is in there better than. Whoa! This board gets the speed wobbles. It must be this board. I don't know what it is that's causing that, but something is causing it to, like, he starts wobbling out. There we go. That's enough. I'll take it. Bronze it again. There we go. Ah, it's the balance. Going too fast for the balance on that thing. Go back to this guy. This guy didn't do me wrong like the entire time I was riding it for the majority of the game. There was no wrongdoing from that. It's also, it looks like a normal skateboard, so it's good for busting sick tricks, which is what I need to do here. Ah, car. Ah, other car. Here we go. What is happening? I'm hitting out of bounds markers, and it's bouncing me all around. I'm gonna rack up the highest score ever, but I'm not gonna be able to. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in an out of bounds marker. It's gonna keep bouncing me. This has got to be like the world record combo in Downhill Jam. I'm gonna get the entire gold score in one trick. I'm just gonna be doing this thing. Oh, there it is. Now I just gotta hope I can make it to the end. Oh, I did it. That's gotta be a world record score. I'm glad that was caught here.
Sweet. I think the other skaters should give it a try.
That was awesome. That's it. I'm officially the world record holder of the the biggest combo in Downhill Jam history. I almost just let it go and quit. I'm so glad I didn't do that. That's a clip if I've ever seen one. Let's see if this is pro or whatever it is. You rank up. Congratulations. Pro. Chicago. Oh, there is another rank up after this. How long does this game go for? Okay, what we'll do is we'll run through the end of this set of levels, and then we'll call it a night. We'll come back next week, knock out Downhill Jam, hopefully.
Well, Mackenzie could be so hot if she just knew how to accessorize.
Or, you know, I may just do this race and call it a night. Because I'm a little bit sleepy. And I've got a long weekend of trying to catch up my video making. And a lot of other things. You know, trying to get my life back on track after all the things I talked about earlier that have happened in my life in the last week. Same place as the last time I hit a car. Hope I don't get stuck here again. Oh, good. Don't do it. Oh, no, no, no. I'm in second. I'm in third. No. This is like the end right here. Oh, no, it's not. I've got a way to go. They extended this map again somehow. That's the worst place to do a trick at. Because it just loops you back around. Ah, they finished already. Oh well, it'll take a second. We've been down this road enough times of me just saying I'll just take what I get. I take what I get. That was my I'll take what I get pose. I'll take what I get. Okay, do I want to do these 3 tonight? This one's a trick. I can do a trick one. Somebody thought those little musical transitions were really cool until I decided to stream this almost 20 years later. And there's like no way to really wreck a trick. Like I don't think I've bailed. I've bailed a lot, but I haven't bailed like a trick at all. You can basically do those on the ground and it's not gonna bail you. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. You can probably see how I was confused there. There we go. Killed that. Now I just gotta haul it to the end of this. There's no need for this, but why not? Just for the 1,000,000 point score, why not? Let's just do it. $1,000,000 point score. Breaking all the records in Downhill Jam history today. I don't even know if anyone ever got this far in Downhill Jam. I can't imagine anyone else has actually finished it. Oops. I think I just... Oh, no. I ranked up again. Oh, I got a board. Just racing a special. Oh, a cash grab. Those suck. You know what? I think we'll give up there. I think that's it. At 31%, which is not a lot. I'll have to Google after this and see where that ends up in the, you know, the level of where I'm at. I think that's where I'm going to call it tonight, though. I've got 2 left in that section and then a little more. That's it. Thanks for coming. I had a good time. This is a fantastic stream. I had a lot of fun here. A lot of good conversation. Could have used some more caffeine, but that's on me. I got to prepare better next time. Guess we're back at Downhill Jam. Probably for the last time next week. Next Friday, because we're on Fridays now instead of Thursdays. We can power through until whatever time in the morning. Take Downhill Jam out so we can move on to Project 8. I think that's it. Anybody else got anything? Wait and see when the actual stream catches up outside of my delay. Man, it's taking a long time. How far behind are you guys? You're way more behind than I realized when I'm looking at this. There I am. Now I'm starting the thing there. Nothing? Okay. All right. Great stream. Very productive. 3.5 hours nearly. We've got a little bit of time. I could just sit here and wait out the clock. I'm not gonna do that. But that's it. See you next week. We'll knock out Downhill Jam. Then we're on to the PS3 for one single game before we move to 360 for also one single game. All right. My mouse was turned off.